Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the charge out of each element and I'm putting it on the other side of the equation. The solubility, the AQs and the S's, the AQs mean that they are soluble and the S's mean that they're not soluble. So as you see here, I'm balancing this equation, and yeah. Over here, I am also taking the charges out of each. When the charges are they cancel out, I don't have to write anything. But when the charges don't cancel out, I have to switch them. So you see for this one also the the KCl has an AQ and the other one has an S because the AQ means that it's the KCl is soluble. The BaCO3 is not soluble when they come together according to the chart. So that's why it has an S behind it. So yeah, as you see here, I'm now balancing the equation, and now I just balance it like a regular equation after I put it on the other side, and I find out the solubility rule for each of them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just right now finding the balanced equation, and I get the final product towards the end. I'm still working it out here. So yeah, so now it's 2BaCO3 and it's balanced. So here once again, I'm going to find the charges of each element. I'll combine the two middle ones, which is PO4 and ammonium. I'll combine them. Their charges do not cancel out, so they have to switch the charges. Add that to the two outer ones, which do cancel out, so I don't have to put anything special. And the ammonium and PO4 are soluble, which is why I put the AQ next to it. And now all I have to do is balance out the equation. Alright, so right here I'm just balancing it out. Yeah, so after I find out the charges and if they're soluble or not, I just balance it out like a regular equation. Alright, so see, I'm wrapping it up here. I'm just balancing it out, finding the final product. So yeah, so the CDS is not soluble or insoluble, so that's why it has nothing in there next to it. I found these out. I found out if they're soluble AQ or insoluble S because of a chart. And the chart says that the ammonium and the PO4 are soluble with each other, so that's why I got what I got. Here I'm just balancing it out now. Alright, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so now for this next one, I'm also finding the charges again, -3, -1, +1, and -1. Alright, so I just found the charges, now I combine them. The two middle ones cancel out, so I don't have to put anything special. The two outer ones don't, so they switch charges. Alright, there is no solutions here. Solubility, I mean, because the chart doesn't say like that any of them are soluble with each other. So now again, I just balance it out, and now I'm doing the work here to get the final product. So I found that a lot of these weren't soluble or insoluble, they were just neither. So I just left them without anything in the parentheses next to them. So like for this one, for example, there's no solubility here at all. So I just put nothing next to it. Alright, so here I'm just balancing it out. There's 2 in front of the HOH, 2 in front of the N. Alright, so as I balance it out, like a regular equation, you see I just get the final product, like always. Alright. So here I'm just wrapping it up really quick. Alright, and yeah, that's it for that one. this one, the AG has a +1 charge, the NO3 has a -1 charge, the K has a +1 charge, and the CL has a -1 charge. This is a rare occurrence where every charge does cancel out, so I don't have to put anything extra, and the KNO3 is soluble with each other according to the chart. So it is aqueous in parentheses as we see there. Now I'm just balancing it out now. Sorry for the background noise. They're now balanced, and that's it. Alright, so now for this one, I put the charges on top. The Na has a +1, CO3 has a -3, H2 has a +1, and the SO4 has a negative. Alright, none of them cancel out on this occurrence, so they all switch charges. Alright, the Na2 and the SO4 are aqueous with each other, so that's why I put in parentheses next to it. And now I just have to balance out the equation, right? So yeah, so according to the chart, the Na2 and the SO4 are aqueous, but the other one that doesn't say anything, so that's why I left it as it is. So here I'm just balancing it out. I put a 2 in front of the H3. Alright, just working out the problem now. Alright. So yeah, it's just like balancing a normal equation. Just make sure each element is the same on each side. Alright, so for this one now, the Al has a -3 charge, the OH has a -1 charge, the HC has a +1 charge, and the H3O2 has a +2 charge. Alright, so the two middle ones do cancel out, but the two outer ones don't. I just switch the charges, right? And none of them are aqueous or insoluble, so I just leave it like that. Alright, so now I'm just counting up the charges of each. Right? Okay, so I'm just counting up how many there are on each side to balance them. Again, there's no solubility rule for this one, so I did not have to put anything next to any of the equations. Alright. So, yeah. Alright, now I'm just balancing the equations. I put a 2 in front of the H3O2, and a 2 in front of the AlOH3, 7 in front of the HCOH, right, and that should give me a balanced equation, more or less. Alright, so yeah. So the Al2 has a +3 charge, the SO4 has a -2 charge, the Ca has a +2 charge, and then PO4 has a -3 charge. The two inner ones do cancel out, so I don't have to put anything, and so do the outer ones, another rare occurrence. The Al and PO4 are insoluble with each other, and the Ca and CO4 are also insoluble with each other, according to the chart. So now I am balancing them out. Just putting how many there are on each side now, like we have been doing. Okay. So yeah, not all of them are gonna have a solubility rule, but in this occurrence, both of them do, and they both happen to be insoluble with each other. So now, just to balance them out, I put a 2 in front of it. Oh no, and 2 in front of that one actually. Right. Alright. So I'm just working it out now. As you can see, I also made a lot of mistakes here, but I think I got the hang of it towards the end. So it's a lot of doing and redoing. But the most important part here is just that you get each charge on each side balanced. Yeah. All right. So now the CR has no charge because it's a transition metal. The SO3 has a -2 charge. The H has a +1 charge, and the SO4 has a -2 charge as well. So yeah, when there's a transition metal like CR is, I just leave it alone. Because there's no specific charge for transition metals, because they follow like the Roman numerals and stuff. There's again no solubility rule for this equation, so again I just left it as it is. Alright, so now I'm just counting how many of each element there is on each side. Alright. So now I'm just gonna balance the equation. So yeah, while balancing equations, you have to restart a lot of times because it's not what you thought it was, really. So yeah, I'm just working it out here, and there I got more or less a balanced equation. All right, so now for this one, there is a +1 charge for the AG, +1 for the other ones, the C, the H, and the O2, +1 for the K, and a negative for the CRO. Alright, so I just combine the middle ones. They each cancel out. The +1 and the -2 don't cancel out, so I have to switch the charges. And there is a few extra elements here, so I have to just add them towards the end. So I'm just counting how much there is on each side for this one of each element, right? Right. So I just added the C towards the end because I forgot to add it at first. Right. I'm just working it out here. So there's also no solubility rule for this one because none of them are soluble or insoluble. So I put a 2 in front of there. And now I'm just working out the equation. There's a 2 in front of that. 4 in front of the K. Right. Alright. 2 in front of the HC. And now I'm just balancing out the equation now. Alright. The 6 in front of the K, CRO. I'm just working out again. Alright. So now I have most of them balanced. All of the ballots actually, and that's it. Okay, so now for this one, so I have a +3 charge in front of the FE, then a -1 for the BR, a +1 for the K, and a negative for the C, -2 for the CO3. So the 2 inner ones cancel out, the 2 outer ones don't, so I just switch the charges. Alright, the KBR is aqueous with each other, so they do follow solubility rules, so that's why I put the AQ in front of it. Alright, now I'm just gonna balance it out. Alright. Alright. I'm just working out the equation now. 2 in front of the K2CO3, a 4 in front of the KBR. And that should balance it out. Really, yeah. So that's it. For this last equation, the AG has a +1 charge, the S has a -2 charge, the CU has a +2, and the CL has a -1. Alright, so the 2 inner ones cancel, so do the 2 outer ones. The CUF follows the solubility rule, it is insoluble. The AgCl also is insoluble with each other. That's why I put S's in parentheses next to them. So now just balance out the equation, and I'm done.